Hey guys, it's Archon. Welcome to Inferno Friday. This week was a very exciting week for Diablo 3, and I'm going to fill you in on all the details in case you missed out, and then I'm going to give you some predictions about the future of Diablo 3. So if you didn't hear, earlier this week, this trademark came out. This trademark made by Blizzard for The Dark Below, which is apparently computer software. A game called The Dark Below, and the speculation began. People started guessing, is this the Diablo 3 expansion? Is this the World of Warcraft expansion? What is The Dark Below? And articles started appearing all over the interwebs from all of the gaming websites, from World of Warcraft websites, from Diablo websites, to any kind of gaming websites, all sharing this image that came from MMO Champion of this trademark called The Dark Below. And there are dozens and dozens of articles. Some people thought it was World of Warcraft, some people Diablo. We made some speculations on the stream. I thought it was probably the Diablo expansion. Other people thought really strongly that it was the World of Warcraft expansion. Well, the next morning, MMO Champion posted this trademark. This is a trademark also made by Blizzard, apparently, for Corgis Unleashed. That's right. It's a video game called Corgis Unleashed, according to this trademark. What we found out, or at least what MMO Champion found out, was it's not too hard to make a fraudulent trademark. With a little bit of programming knowledge, you can go in onto these government sites and make a fake trademark for anything you want. So there's a good chance that the whole Dark Below thing was just a hoax. We don't know. It could be a legit trademark, but we do know that you can make fake trademarks, so we'll just have to wait and see if the Dark Below is in fact a real game that Blizzard is making, maybe the World of Warcraft expansion, or just a big hoax, which is what it looks like it is. But that very same day, this teaser was posted on battle.net with the URL of Reaper of Souls. This is all we've gotten, but it's called Reaper of Souls, and most people on the interwebs have agreed that Reaper of Souls must be the Diablo 3 expansion. And this would make sense because it looks like we're going to get an expansion announcement very soon. Last week I made a video saying that I think we'd get an expansion announcement soon, but I didn't know when. I've gotten some new information since then. As you guys might have heard, Blizzard has said they have a big Diablo related announcement for Gamescom, which is less than a week from now, and they also have a new cinematic to reveal. It seems like they've all but told us they're about to announce the expansion to us, and that would make sense that it would be called Reaper of Souls and that this teaser would come out right beforehand. So I'm really excited about that. As many of you who watch my live stream know, I'm one of those crazy people who's actually really optimistic about the expansion. I really feel like the expansion could get the game to where it needs to be. I know a lot of people were really disappointed with the release of Diablo 3 and are still disappointed with it now. I'm one of those people. I feel like it's really lacking. I feel like it gets boring too quickly. It's not that addicting Diablo 2 experience we remember. But remember, Diablo 2 expansion is really what got Diablo to the game that we loved. So I think that Diablo 3 expansion could do the same. And if you've been reading the recent developers interviews, the issues that the devs have with the game are almost the exact same issues that the players have with the game. Not that all players agree, but the big issues that most of the players have are the same ones that the devs have, and they're interested in fixing them. It's a much better state than we were in before the game came out. So I'm really optimistic, and a lot of people have asked me, what features do I think are going to be added to the expansion? We've already gotten a lot of information about that, so I just wanted to tell you guys what I think is going to be added to the expansion. Some of it's speculation, and some of it they've pretty much just told us is going to be in there. So I think they're going to add new classes, just because we always get new classes in expansions. My guess is we get 2, but I'd say definitely between 1 and 3. As most people would guess, I think one of the classes is going to be a strength-based class, because we only have one strength-based class right now. If they were going to bring a class from Diablo 2, I think it would have to be the Druid. All the other classes from Diablo 2 seem too similar to the current classes. I would love a Paladin, but it seems like Paladin's kind of just a mixture of a Barb and a Monk. And I would love a Necromancer, but the Necromancer, of course, just seems too close to the Witch Doctor. But the Druid seems like it could make it in the game. We don't have any like shape-shifting type classes or classes that have different stances, so maybe something like that. I would love to see like a melee ranged hybrid class, but I know that's really hard to do. Marvel Heroes has tried to do melee range hybrids all the time, and people just end up going pure melee or pure range because it usually doesn't make sense to do some range attack and then go in for melee. It just seems like ultimately you're wasting time. But it'd be cool if they could do that. Someone on my stream recommended like a Valkyrie type class, and I thought that could be really cool. I'm sure we'll get a new act, just like the Diablo 2 expansion. I'm sure there's going to be an Act 5, and I'm excited to see what that's going to be like. And I'm sure we're going to have the ability to travel between acts without having to start a new game. Just go from Act 1 to Act 3 to Act 2. So that'll be really exciting, being able to stay in the game longer, not have to constantly make new games. I assume we're going to get a ladder system. If you guys didn't see Grimmaku's post, he was asking our opinions on how a ladder should work. It really seemed like they were leaning towards putting a ladder system in the game. I think ladder would be great for the game. It's not for everyone. Some people wouldn't use it, but for some of us, a ladder system would really make the game. A complete economy reset, a way to compare ourselves to other players, something to work towards constantly would be really nice. I think there's a small chance we'll get a self-found mode. And Wyatt Chang said if we got a self-found mode, it would be separate from the other modes, which I think would be perfect. I would love to see the ladder and the self-found mode in one mode. It segregates the game less than making both a ladder and a self-found mode, and I think self-found and ladder are just a really good fit. I would love the kind of self-found where you could only trade items with people who were in the game when that item dropped, so you could still trade with friends while you guys were playing together, but you wouldn't be able to buy items from third-party sites or just grind a bunch of gold and buy it from the auction house. You'd actually have to earn the items yourself. I've played self-found mode myself a lot, and it's really fun. I think we're going to get Loot 2.0 in the expansion, the itemization patch. It seems like that's when it's going to be coming out, and we'll probably get a lot of game-changing legendaries, the kind of legendaries that change how your skills work or change how your character plays, and I'm really hopeful that those will really make a lot of new viable builds. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of new item affixes as well. We don't know a whole lot about Loot 2.0, but it really sounds like they're completely starting over with Loot and doing it right this time. I'm sure we're going to get complete class revamps. They've pretty much already told us that they want to get rid of permanent Wrath of the Berserker and permanent Archon, but they'd have to make a lot of other changes to make it so there's still a lot of viable builds and not just one best build per class, and I think the legendaries could do a lot for that. I would like to see some builds that are still OP, where you still feel super powerful, but that they're really hard to obtain, and you have to do them yourself. You can't just go buy it with real money or gold. You'd actually have to find the items yourself, and after a lot of time, you could unlock this super awesome build. I'm hoping they do something like that. I think we'll get the Mystic. The Mystic would be able to improve your gear. They pretty much told us the Mystic's going to be in the expansion, and that when they improve your gear, it'll be soulbound to you. That'll help the economy. I would love it if the Mystic could only improve items you found yourself. To really encourage you to go out there and find your own items instead of just buying the best item on the auction house and then taking to the Mystic and improving it. But either way, if it soulbinds to you, it's going to help the economy. It's a gold sink, and it keeps inflation from going up so fast. PvP, I'm almost sure we're gonna get PvP. I know players can get really pissed off if we don't get PvP. And a lot of people say PvP in the expansion, I don't want to have to pay for PvP, and I don't think you would. I think a lot of these features will just be in a patch that goes along with the expansion that everyone will get for free, and the expansion would have stuff like new classes, new acts, and I don't know. It's hard to say which is going to be in which, but I imagine PvP will be for free just because Blizzard kind of said they were going to give it to us for free, and I know a lot of players would be upset. I'm guessing that PvP is going to be some kind of mixture of PvP and PvE. It seems like it's really hard to do pure PvP in an action RPG and keep it balanced and fun, but I think some kind of mixture of PvE and PvP would be really cool. I would love to see some kind of competitive PvE where it's like two groups of people or two single people doing the same challenge and trying to like race or get a higher score. I love the idea of competitive PvE, but who knows if we see it. I think it's more likely to be a mixture of PvP and PvE. New game modes. Travis Day has said that he wants to let players decide how they play the game instead of just having to farm the most efficient part of the game over and over again. I think there's a good chance we'll get like an endless dungeon. They've talked a lot about endless dungeons, and players have been asking for an endless dungeon. There's a dozen different ways they could do an endless dungeon, so who knows, but I think we'll get something like that, some other way to play the game and still improve your character. I think they'll probably do the matchmaking system. They've said they want to make a matchmaking system that captures the best aspects of Diablo 2, where you can actually specify exactly what you're doing in a game and find another game that's exactly what you want, but also the aspects of Diablo 3. Diablo 3 has so many players that if you just brought Diablo 2's matchmaking system into it, games would be disappearing so fast that by the time you clicked on one to join it, it would most likely already be gone. So they're trying to find a matchmaking system that captures the best of both worlds. And then I'm sure we're going to have some small changes as well. New gem types, I imagine, new monster affixes, purple mobs should be harder and more rewarding to kill. And I'm guessing that they're going to make characters less dependent on life on hit and lifesteal. I think it's a big problem right now that when you're about to die, the solution is to find a giant group of mobs and jump into it. We've kind of lost that. Oh, I need to run out and get away from the danger so I can heal up a little bit before I come back in. And so I'm guessing they're probably going to make us less dependent on life on hit and lifesteal. So those are my guesses. Some of it's just pure speculation, but it'll be exciting to find out. If they announce it at Gamescom, I'm sure like all Blizzard announcements, they're going to tell us the release date and all the features, at least the features that they have nailed down right now. So it should be really exciting, and that's less than a week away. We'll see how that plays out. Before I end this video, let's do our 50 million gold giveaway. Each week I randomly pick one of the comments below the video, and that person wins 50 million gold on EU or US. Last week's winner was Korgrath. Korgrath said, love the vids. Thanks, Korgrath, and you've won 50 million gold. If you win on the channel, all you have to do is come on over to my Twitch live stream. There's a link in the description. Let me know through chat or through a message that it's you. I'll have you prove it's you on YouTube and get you the 50 million gold on EU or US as soon as possible. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll have another one for you soon.